Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Radio Rebellion, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Alberto Calderon, and for the first time in about a month, our co-host is back on that side of your screen. It's the one, the only, the naughty to our Radio Rebellion. It's Oti Kenobi. Oti, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Alberto?
I'm doing fine, thanks. I don't know, it's weird. I have a co-host now as someone to bounce my weird ideas and theories off, so I'm doing well. Thanks for being here.
I was listening to last week's episode, and there was something you said that drove me crazy. I can't remember right now. I'll get you later.
It didn't happen. Oh man. Well, thanks, Oti, for being here. Thanks to everyone for joining us on this Star Wars Saturday. Finally, you timed it perfectly. You told me like 2 weeks ago, hey, I'll make it to the one on the 23rd, and then the Acolyte trailer dropped, and there we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. So perfect time. It's like you planned it. All right. Well, thanks to everyone who's here watching us today. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new shows when they drop. If this is your first time, then thanks for joining us. Hit that like button and make sure to leave us a comment down below. Or if you're listening to this on the audio podcast when it drops later in the week, same thing, rating, reviews. We love hearing from you guys on all our social media. So thank you for being here and for joining us today. Oti, I know it's been a while. I'm trying to just catch up, see how you're doing. Do you have your hands on your copy of Defy the Storm? Let's just start with that one.
Yeah, I got it like the day after it released. I was before it, so I got it. I'm reading it, I guess.
That's what I'm trying to get, Alice. Have you started reading? I just finished it today, so I'm trying to see where you're at, so I don't spoil anything.
No, I'm like 3 chapters in. Like, full disclosure, I'm not loving it. Again, okay. I'm just getting started, but nothing about it has me like. There's no Markian Rogue.
He gets mentioned a few times.
Oh, then I'll look forward to that. But I don't know. It hasn't really hooked me yet. And like the first time I started reading it, I fell asleep. Like I was like, "What happened?" So yeah, that's how it's going. But I'll read it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna read it. So.
No, of course, it's a direct follow-up to Out of the Shadows. So
and I think that's why I'm struggling with it.
So we'll see how it goes. There's some very cool reveals throughout the whole book that I kind of picked. Oh, this is great how they're kind of matching this with something that happened in phase 1. And then the last few chapters, of course, it's like, okay, setting up everything that's coming, but a lot of cool stuff in it. I don't know
Alan, you're not selling me on this.
All right, who's in the chat apart from Alan trying to get you to read it?
We have Dale. Hi, Dale. Alan is here. Hi, Alan again. Roberto's in the chat. Hi, Roberto. And we have Brennan, as always, who's saying Acolyte trailer is fantastic, and we will talk about that.
Well, I know we never talked beforehand,
fantastic.
But I think we might do things a little bit out of order. Like maybe we'll start with some news, then we'll do Bad Batch, and then we'll finish with the Acolyte. I think we'll leave that for the end.
Okay.
I see Roberto's here. Last time Roberto was here, he asked if I was going to talk about Dune 2. I hadn't seen it at the time. So maybe at the end, we'll do a little Dune.
You saw Dune 2 and haven't talked about Dune?
Dune 2, I saw it on that Sunday when it came out. So on Saturday, I couldn't talk about it. And then I haven't got a chance to talk about it all these few weeks. So maybe we'll do a little bit of that.
Let's do it. I saw it in IMAX this week. And
oh, nice.
Woof.
All right, so with that,
if
you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars and Star Wars news, and thanks.
Star Wars news.
All right, Star Wars news. What do we have? Not a lot, just some fun stuff that dropped and a cool poster. So Star Wars Celebration Japan. Oti, are you going to Japan in 2025? Tickets
I will absolutely not.
On
I
sale
don't have
on
the
May
money to that.
2nd, and the key art was revealed, which you just saw there, which is one of the most beautiful arts in Star Wars that you've seen. And then everyone's going crazy. Is this AI? Because they haven't created the artist.
Okay.
And Alan is going there. Alan is trying to go to Star Wars Celebration.
I wanted to mention, like, I'm getting married in December.
Hmm.
And we're talking about potential honeymoon destinations and when we're gonna do the honeymoon, because we don't think we'll do it like right away.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the places we've thrown around is Japan, so which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I wish there was a way for me like trick my fiance into like, oh, we should go to in April. And
since we're here, oops, look, Star Wars Celebration.
I brought shirts.
Oh, and tickets. Why do we have all these tickets already? And the lanyard, it's everything. Oh, I mean, well, I'm not going either. But I just love that art. And people got extremely excited for this. Everyone's getting extra loans and stuff just to fly over there. And the cost of the tickets came out. It's like $170 for the whole thing.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, no.
I would 1,000% pay $170 to go to Celebration.
I mean, I would too. If next time is Orlando, someday, hopefully. But who knew? Because Star Wars was dead, but they still do Celebration. All right, but no, congratulations to everyone that's hopefully going, and then we'll do our CouchCon here. I gotta do that conversion of time. I don't know what time everything's dropping. So
I was actually checking this morning. I was at the office and I was checking my schedule of vacation.
Yeah.
And I saw April 2025. I was like, why did I put like vacation there? I was like, oh, Star Wars Celebration.
Already 2 years in advance. You know, oh man. April, that's my
I remember
time also.
the day they announced Japan, I opened my work computer. It was a Sunday, I think, and like logged into the thing, and when like April this, I'm not gonna work.
I gotta find out. I gotta look at the dates and also ask, because April, I'm busy on April at work, but I can get 1 day off, 1 or 2 days off. I'm sure I can get it. All right, the other thing that dropped now that we're talking about the movies is the Skywalker Saga. At least you don't have to fly to Japan, but you gotta fly like 21 hours to sit at a movie theater to watch all 9 of the Skywalker Saga movies. This just came as a surprise. They announced a 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. It's coming back to the theaters. And then about 3 or 4 days ago, they said, you know what, let's just put the whole thing. Forget about giving Phantom Menace its own day. May 4th, everything's going. I can do 21 hours. And I haven't found out. Do you have to buy the whole thing, or can you, I just want to watch 3 movies? Or do you have to buy the whole thing and sit there for 21 hours?
I guess it depends on the theater.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I have no idea. I hate these kinds of things because Caribbean Cinemas, the local movie theater, they announced that they're doing it like the week before, so like you can't plan ahead.
Yeah. I've seen people. I forgot his name. That they bought like all showings. They're like going like 20 times to lead the Phantom Menace. They're going to all showings, and then it's like, I'm glad people have the time to do this, but
I wish they would just like put them all in theaters for like a week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was honestly thinking like, which ones would I go watch? I would honestly watch any of them, but like, and this is super weird, I was like drawn to the sequels. I was like thinking, I would love to watch Force Awakens again. I would love to watch Last Jedi again in the theater.
So, if I would go, I'll pick 3. One from each trilogy. Like, of course, I'll do Revenge of the Sith. Ooh. Most likely Empire, and then I'll finish with Force Awakens. Do one of each. That's what I would do.
So a while ago, they actually never do this, but they played Empire Strikes Back locally. So I watched it, and then I watched Return of the Jedi last year. So I think I would do Revenge, New Hope, and Last Jedi probably.
Yeah, nice. Maybe one day. All right. Again, anyone out there in the chat, are you doing the marathon? Are you at least going to go watch Phantom Menace? Go say hi to little Jar Jar Binks when you're out there. I would love to go. I'll see if I can find time to at least go watch one. If I can go watch one, I'll figure that out. But I'll do when we talk about Dune. I love Dune. I didn't love my theater experience. Just the waiting. We'll get to that.
Okay.
All right. Any other comments before we jump? I saw Alan has a lot of thoughts about Japan and celebration.
So let's see. Alan is saying, wait, what?
Sorry,
Wait,
that was me. Put it up again. I'm sorry.
Together much better than the D23.
That's
Oh, because they also released the D23,
which is sold out. When they
really?
announced Celebration Japan, I said I'm not going to Celebration, but D3 is right over there. Let me see if there's tickets available. It's sold out like a year ahead of time already. So I'm like, okay, I guess I ain't going to D23 either.
Okay. Bug is saying they should screen the 3D versions of the prequels. Yeah, I'll say this. I don't like 3D movies, but like I remember when they did the Phantom Menace, and I thought they were gonna do all three, and I was disappointed they never did the other two. So
I will always remember the Phantom Menace 3D because that's the last movie that came out to the theater that was closest to my house. I always went to, was cheap, and that was the last movie they put, and then it closed. Like, no, so they had the marquee of the Phantom Menace 3D there, even though the movie theater closed, it's still there.
Buck is also saying there isn't currently a marathon anywhere near Seattle. This is why I'm saying, like, I think this is gonna depend on the theater, because I'm pretty sure a lot of theaters are gonna just like, hey, it's May the 4th, US big theaters are doing this, let's show off.
Just release them. Yeah, if you have it,
Yeah,
just release. I think they'll make more money that way.
And Bug is saying he's gonna go watch Phantom Menace, so I'll probably check that one. They already said they were gonna show here, so I probably watch that one.
All right, so we'll go to watch that one. All right, so let's go and talk a little bit about Star Wars on TV.
Star Wars on TV.
Little mouse droid. Every time I see it, reminds me of Balti. All right, let me get my notes in order. But before we start, have you? I'm guessing you've been caught up with everything. Just quick thoughts about the last few episodes of the Bad Batch. Are you still loving it after those first three that we talked about, which were just out of the park? For me, it's just been same level so far.
Yeah, I think we already got to a point where, okay, I don't love these episodes as much as the others. Like,
Sure.
I think maybe the last two, or maybe this, I'm blanking on what happened in between, but like, I think there's been two episodes, including this one, that I've been like, okay, like, cool. But other than that, yeah, it's been pretty great. Like, that episode when Wolf comes back, I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to see how it's all gonna wrap up, because I'm very invested in it. So.
Yeah, last week we got those two episodes. The one when Wolf comes back, is Wolf evil? If see the bad guy, and then by the end, you kind of lets him go and has that great conversation with Rex that you can't just be following orders. There's more things happening out there. This episode goes back to kind of what the Bad Batch has been so far, that you get those one-offs. It's still moving the story forward. Gives us Fennec Shand that we knew was coming. There still has this M count kind of hanging over there. They still don't know what it is. We're still asking, how come clones don't know what the M count is, but whatever. And it pushes a little bit more where it's going next week. And of course, the Crosshair and Omega relationship that's just been the highlight of the whole season. So bad territory. We started back on Pabu. Pabu, please stay safe as long as you can. Crosshair still having his PTSD, his hand shaking. And they kind of say this, a lot of this is mental. Like, he needs to work through it. And I love that Hunters, which still is kind of on the fence about Crosshair, especially last week, but he cares enough to go to Omega. Hey, maybe he'll listen to you, and maybe you can get him to get some help. Go check the droid doctor LC to get him checked out. But then him and Wrecker go to get some information on the same count from Fee. Hey, I know someone that might be able to get you some information. The Empire is been hiring bounty hunters to collect M counts or whatever. But let's talk first. I guess let's keep with Omega and Crosshair. Just those scenes there on Pabu trying to get help. How are you enjoying this relationship? And like you said, that first time, Omega still, even though she's grown, she still has that childish, or not childish, but that caring for her brothers and stuff like that.
I think their relationship has been my favorite part of this
Sure.
season, like seeing that grow and being so different than I thought it would have been. I thought Crosshair maybe would have been more hesitant to
Mhm.
be in this situation, but he's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna go with the
Yeah.
flow. Like, I thought there was gonna be more. There is tension, but I thought there was gonna be more. So I'm just like enjoying that he and Omega are just chilling, doing yoga.
Yeah. I love a lot of the fan art that has come this past couple of weeks of people just putting them in just chill out kind of scenarios, just hanging in the beach or on the grocery store, just being pulled on the grocery cart, just been fun. I love a very kind of those comedic moments when Crosshair's asking like, who's this free person? I'm like, oh, she's a liberator of Asian artifacts, and he just stone faced. She's a pirate. Okay, she's a pirate. It's like, yeah, okay, we get it. But I just love that. Love when they're meditating. Oh, where did you learn that? Oh, my friend Gunji and the other Wookiees kind of told me. I said,
What
crap.
to?
And then crap, I missed a lot. Like I was gone for a while, so I missed a lot of her growing up. And again, like we mentioned that first week, this wasn't a one-off. This PTSD handshaking keeps coming up, and will by the end of the season probably will still come up. But just that whole relationship is great.
Yeah.
And then we like Hunter and Wrecker trying to not give too much information that they're still hanging out with Omega, where Omega is when they go meet Fennec Shand. First, I love that space station. Reminded me, of course, of Starlight Beacon, where we see that first from the outside. Inside is just a decrepit
A
mess.
shithole.
And I love Fennec Shand here. She's such a badass. Just sitting there when the other alien's gonna leave. Like, no, sit down. I don't have business with them. We're making a deal. Don't worry about those two clones there. I just love her so much.
I love them being super obviously clones.
Same armor. They don't care. It's like, oh, we gotta hide. No.
And she's like, no, this is how you approach a bounty hunter. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I love
they're
that.
terrible at it.
And then they go to Mississippi, Alabama, or Florida, whatever you want to call it. They go down to the swamplands.
It's Florida.
It's
It's
Florida, I
like the Everglades, that
It's the
nasty
Ever-
part in the middle.
I look out the window and I guess I know all that. They're in their fan boats going down the Everglades, bunch of mines on the water, same I'm sure there's in Florida. I just love Wrecker punching alligators, just in the middle of the ocean, of the lake, just fighting alligators, just punching them. It's what the Bad Batch is kind of is. And I enjoy that we still get those type of episodes. And they fight a freaking praying mantis. Basically, that's another weird creature they're fighting. But yeah, I guess the big thing is like she can find someone that can give them information about.
I mean, that's it. That's all we're gonna say about the episode.
No, well, give me something. I don't know.
No, I really like how the stories paralleled.
Mhm.
Like Crosshair is going like deep into the swamp of his mind, fighting his own alligators, while Hunter and Wrecker are fighting their own alligators. And this whole thing about trust, like, can we trust Fennec? We're choosing to trust her. And Crosshair on his side, like, can I trust Omega? Like, to have that openness to her. It's like that kind of story that seems that have nothing to do with each other, but actually, when you think about it, I like how they were connected.
Yeah. I watched it once, like early on Wednesday.
Oh, I watched it once. I just kept thinking about it. I really like the show. I constantly like, oh, that's cool.
It's nice, and there's a lot of great connections, especially also with freaking Batcher, right? Batcher and Hunt and Crosshair being these kind of wounded animals, and how they're kind of now forming their own family. But yeah, it's gone in a direction that we didn't expect, especially with Crosshair. And you thought, as soon as he gets back with the Bad Batch, they'll have their confrontation, their arguments, which kind of happen a little bit, and then they'll just keep going on missions together. But a lot of it has been with Crosshair trying to reconcile all the time that he's been away and just getting his mind right to everything that happened with the Empire, especially with the previous episodes when they're talking about this Clone X or whatever. And he said, yeah, they tried to get me into those clone whatever brainwashing stuff, and it just didn't work. We're still having to go through all that, kind of coming out of it. So we'll see.
How are you feeling on the tech thing?
So last week, I was gun ho. I went through my whole theory. The next episodes decide the titles. The next one is Harbinger, and that
I think maybe that's what was driving me crazy. I'm like, "Oh, talk about leaping."
yeah. So and then after this episode, I was like, okay, so I guess they're mostly talking about Asajj Ventress, and maybe she's bringing them the information of the MCAL. Maybe I went a little too far.
I've
Um,
always thought that the Harbinger was gonna be Asajj. So I don't know. Like, seems like a Harbinger seems like an Asajj word.
Yeah. So after this week, I'm like, okay, maybe I jumped the fence a little too quick. I still believe that Tech is gonna come back, or at least that this Clone X has to be a very emotional reveal. I know a lot of people are saying it has to be Cody. I don't see Cody having an emotional reveal to this group. To the
Also,
Bad
you
Batch.
said we haven't seen Cody since Revenge of the Sith. We saw
No.
Cody in last.
No, I saw from season 7 in that Bad Batch arc.
But he showed up last season in Bad Batch.
He showed up. That's how much I care about Cody. I don't care about Cody. So block him anyway.
I was like in denial with the Tech thing.
Sure.
The whole keeping that ghost clone alive makes me think they're hinting at it. Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, we've seen several of those types of clone. Why keep that one alive? Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's maybe they're just showing us how resilient they are. But I kind of like a theory that that's a clone of Crosshair, and that's like gonna be Crosshair's final arc, like defeating himself, like evil,
It
like
could
getting over himself.
There was one of my things. Maybe it's a clone that they put Crosshair's blood or something. They're showing he's a great sharpshooter, so maybe it's something there. So that was kind of my second one.
Like, if I don't know, this is a kids show, and I always, as a kid, I liked that kind of reveal. I always remember when in Teen Titans they showed that Slade was there was an episode where it's actually Robin. And it's like, what? So I don't know. I think that would be cool.
I mean, it's a kid show, but they were drowning someone last week. Like Crosshair was getting
that's another thing you mentioned. Alberto, come on.
It's being drowned, which I didn't mind, but the way
it's like in the shows we watch as kids, people die. Like,
I know,
the good guys killed the bad guy. That's like what happened.
I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying this is a kid show, but they still murder people.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say because I know people would hate it.
Well, we won't be back next week. Just say at the end as we're leaving.
I'm not gonna say it.
But everything leads to Fennec Shand kind of, hey, I'm gonna go get him. Yeah, I'll give you the information when I have it. So thanks for your help. I'm gonna go find someone. She calls them. We don't get to see who's in the hologram, but basically we know it's Asajj Ventress. She might have some knowledge about M-Count. So are we seeing Asajj Ventress next week, Cody?
I think so.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't really think that Fennec is betraying them.
Sorry, Buck.
I don't think she's gonna betray them. Like, we also have the benefit that we know where Fennec is gonna end up. Of course, she's like a different person right now, but she'll get there. So I think she's working with Asajj or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't see her betraying them. It's not in her character, I think. Especially the way the story's going.
I think it's more likely that she's talking to an Imperial and she's playing the Imperial to help them.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, so that's it for the Bad Batch. We're over the halfway mark. Only got 6 more. Yeah, 6 more episodes to go. So we'll see next week. The Harbinger. Was I right with my big leap of faith? Or is it the easy answer? That is Asajj Ventress. Oh, excuse me. All right, so let's go there now. Otis, not the reason why we're here. That's not right, but what a lot of us have been waiting for over 2 years. And it's the Acolyte. Finally, we got the trailer. We've been waiting for it for years since this show was announced back, I think 2021 or something like that. 2020 maybe even, that December.
I think it was 2020.
Yeah.
I think.
And it was on a random Tuesday, but at least they announced it. They gave us the...
They made a big deal out of it.
They did make a big deal. 2 posters. And
We got toy announcements. When do we ever get toy announcements with the trailer?
Well, it's like 5 already Black Series out there that's coming.
I pre-ordered all of them.
Who cares? And then we got a new synopsis, or not a synopsis, but a little bit. First, the poster. Sorry, I spat on my computer. In an age of light, darkness rises, and of course, everyone went to the Last Jedi quote as that reversal. And I mean, an investigation into a shocking crime spree pits a respected Jedi Master against a dangerous warrior from his past. As more clues emerge, they travel down a dark path where sinister forces reveal all is not what it seems. So, Oti, first, general thoughts on the trailer. I'll give you mine. Again, we've been waiting for this for so long. We're both huge fans of the High Republic. You have your High Republic shirt. So this is a show we've been extremely excited for. So I was sitting there, potato cameras, the only thing we've seen. I watched Israeli first time. I'm like, okay, this is good. Let me watch it again. Man, this is freaking awesome. Let me watch it a third time. Man, I can't wait for this show.
I've watched it a lot of times.
But it took, not that it took, the first one is just a shock. Like, and let me just get through this. But the more I watch it, the more invested I get in all the characters. One character that I love, and I'm so afraid for him already. I will get to the characters later on, but just your initial reaction to watching the Acolyte trailer.
This reminds me a lot of watching The Force Awakens first teaser trailer. Just a lot of shots of things I love. I have no idea how they're connected to each other. This gives us a little bit more of a story through line that I think those sequel trilogy trailers were great at just keeping everything like it's cool things. No story. This gives a little bit more of what's happening. But still, like that shot of the crashing Jedi Starfighter, like what's happening there? There's a lot here that I really like, and I'm very excited about it. Like I haven't felt this like confused about a trailer, but also open to whatever it is they're gonna do. Like I really trust this creator, Leslie Hetland, and everything she says for me is like, yes, you're the person to make a Star Wars show. Like perfect.
Yeah, so she had like 3 interviews. At least StarWars.com had one, Collider, I think Hollywood Report, and all her answers were great and kind of yes.
She really is something else, and I'm crazy to see what this is because she had that quote like, "This is just a drop in the bucket." Like you have no idea what the show is.
Yeah, you think the Acolyte one thing is completely different. June 4th, 2-episode release. They said it's dropping at 9 p.m. Eastern, similar to Ahsoka, which I'm very happy for. I'm not one of those that wakes at 3 in the morning to watch this, especially if they drop on a Tuesday, which seems kind of weird since everything has come out on a Wednesday this past couple of shows, but that doesn't matter. Someone is killing Jedi. Oh, let's start. So it kind of starts with
sense.
Yeah, and the Nameless is like, am I a joke to you? I've killed Jedi for 200 years.
They don't know they exist.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yoda.
Oh, man, I was going to leave it for later. All this retconning and why the council didn't. Freaking Star Wars.
I want a space to talk about the supposed retconning.
Yeah, I have it down here. Retconning the Phantom Menace, and we'll get to that.
Okay.
But Master Soul, Legion J playing Master Soul, a very similar scene we've seen before with the younglings. Close your eyes, don't trust your eyes. They might deceive you. What Obi-Wan said to Luke, similar. And then I see fire. It's like, come on, little girl. We're trying to be happy here. We're trying to meditate. I love all the jokes with the alien that can't close his eyes because he doesn't have any lids. But then it goes, and we got the great fight scene between Carrie-Anne Moss and Amanda Stenberg's character. We'll go through the names in a little bit. I love, because another thing that Leslie Hetland said was, at this point, the Jedi basically don't have any enemies. Like, there's no droids to fight, there's no clone armies, there's no Sith. They really don't need to take out their lightsabers unless something bad is happening. And so I love all that hand-to-hand fighting that we saw.
That ties back to
use the Force.
That ties back to the High Republic books that I remember when Reed talked about this. Like, we learned how to fight, but we don't really use it. Like,
Yeah. So I love that everything we saw, except for the ending, of course, we have all the lightsabers. It's just this hand-to-hand combat. Let's use the Force. Let's fight with the Force. We don't know who's a Force user on the other side. So I really enjoy that. Like you mentioned, that Jedi fighter going to this mountainous, snowy region, crashes there. We have this Jedi Master using the mind trick on this whatever person to get some information about what's going on. And then, yeah, someone's out there killing Jedi. That's never good. So,
nope, poor Jedi. I would hate to be a Jedi.
And freaking Path of the Open Hand keeps coming up, at least something similar. When we get this witch.
Oh, she looks just like the mother.
Just like the mother. And she said, it's not about power, but who gets to wield it. That's straight from the mother and the Path of the Open Hand. Again, because Kevin Scott, right? That he's helping, or he's part of that.
Aren't they all helping?
I know he's the one that tweeted something about it recently.
Okay.
So I just love that. The visuals look great. And yeah, what else? What else about the trailer before we get into a little bit more about the characters and some things that we might expect to happen?
I think I might be jumping the gun on your notes, but I'll say, like, I love just like the mystery of it. Like, what's happening? Who's killing? Because I think everything in the trailer is framing Amandala's character as the villain or killer, but I think that's just like a trailer thing to put us in that mindset. I don't think that's actually what's happening. And I think about that original show summary that we got, or description, saying that it was basically like Soul's character was gonna have to team up with May, his former Padawan, to solve these mysteries. So I'm kind of thinking she's not the killer, but we'll see. Maybe she was his Padawan who everyone thought was dead, and suddenly she reappears, and they're like, "Wait, why?" So I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm interested in the mystery of it all, and that's that shot of her like in the beach seeing someone. What's that?
People are saying that's Acto. It's like we're going back to.
It's Acto, or like the beach of the beach planet we just saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
So
no, that's too easy. Because this show was sold as a mystery thriller. It was this master having to reteam with a former Padawan. Then here this short synopsis kind of says, pits a respected Jedi master against a dangerous warrior from his past, so seems to be a little different. And even Leslie Headland says this kind of similar to Rashomon. So I haven't seen it, but this movie that you see things from different point of view, so the same stories, which you might get the Jedi point of view and then Amanda's character's point of view, May point of view, how everything happened. Really interested in that. I don't know why people still think that trailer is going sequence and that everything that they show you makes sense. Dude, haven't you been watching trailer for 20 years? Nothing. This is to get us to think all about this, or it doesn't make sense. That's why this Sith thing at the end just drives me nuts that people are still thinking about this. So yeah, the way the trailer sits looks like Carrie-Ann Moss is the one almost leading this investigation instead of Saul. And there's a part I think it's a flashback because Saul has a different hairstyle. He doesn't have the long hair. They're like, what's going on?
I think Carrie-Ann Moss is gonna bite it.
Dude, I think you're right, and I love her. I love everything I saw about her. And then the other guy, again, when we talk about the cast, Jord, Charlie Barnett. I love this character. Remind me of Sith, really. And I know he's gonna die. I think he's the one that sees the Sith. But what else? The comments are nuts. What else is?
Let's go to the chat because I'm gonna lose track. I'm gonna start over here. So I love this comment by Alan. Vernesha's still a bad driver. Better crash her. Yes, that's her crashing the ship. Bug is saying that Russian Doll by Leslie was a good show. I have not watched it. My dad watched it and really liked it. Let's see. Alan is saying that Charles is the consultant. Oh, explain this to me. Roberto is saying, not loving the runtime for the Acolyte, but you trust Leslie more than Filoni and Favreau to make the time work. Okay, so do we have the runtimes?
So in one of those interviews, she said that each episode is between 30 and 40 minutes long, with the finale being the longest at 40 minutes, and everything between the 30 and 35-minute range.
Oh,
So some
really?
people got like, whoa, just that's 4 hours basically.
Okay. Interesting.
Um,
But
I think
I mean, she kind of confirmed season 2.
yes. So
Like,
one of the
she didn't confirm anything. Of course, she wants to make a season 2, but like she was like, "No, I'm saving some things for season 2."
yeah, because she got asked if, apart from Vanessa Rowe, if there's other characters from the High Republic showing up, and she said no. I just wanted to leave her just one character. Just want to introduce a bunch of new characters because we have a lot of new other things for season 2, which they're kind of getting the writers' room ready. And she also said that she pitched the show to Kathleen Kennedy as a multi-season show. So I do think we're getting at least a season 2.
Okay.
We'll see. I think season 2 is coming regardless.
I
And she says she doesn't love cliffhangers. So at least it won't end. Season 1 will have a beginning and an end, and then season 2 will start. So I understand Roberto's kind of hesitation, or 30 minutes I know sounds very short. I'm guessing that these 30 minutes, the way she's talked about it, doesn't include the intro and the credits. So I think it will be very similar to all the other live action Star Wars, except for Andor. They're between the 35 to 40 minute range. I think will be very similar. So in that sense, I don't have too much of a complaint. And I think as we see, I know animation is different, but Bad Batch is 20 to 27 minutes, and they're able to tell a very comprehensive story in those 27 minutes. So I think if we get something like that, I'm okay with it. I'm more concerned about the 8-episode season. Give me 10, and then I wouldn't complain about 30 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if they planned it like this, like,
Sure.
yeah, sure, that's the story you want to tell. Like, why wouldn't you use more time? But okay.
I mean, we can complain here all we want. I've been watching, what was it? Shogun on Hulu. Every episode is about an hour, and it's great. Star Wars wants to do short episodes. It's what they've been doing since they started. So
like,
I'm not gonna keep complaining about it. It's their decision. They got a reason for it.
Let's be super honest. Like, Star Wars storytelling is pretty simple. Like, everything is very tip of the iceberg story. Like, it's, again, apart from maybe Andor and Last Jedi goes very deep into some heavy things, but other than that, everything's like very like, yes, this is it, and then we as fans exploded, which is, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm perfectly fine. But I don't know. Like, Star Wars usually doesn't have the complexity and shades of gray that a Game of Thrones has, for example.
House of the Dragon.
Oh my god, looks so good. Looks so good.
But yeah, once we start after 2 or 3 episodes, then I'll be able to say, yeah, man, 30 minutes is not working. Give me more. Maybe it's the right amount. But
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna feel like, oh, if only we had a little bit more. Like...
Oh well, we'll see. And comparing it to Favreau and Filoni, like Favreau, there's been plenty of interviews now saying that they shoot a lot. But the way they edited, they want to get that story moving. It's not, let's take this for 60 minutes. They just want to keep moving, going.
And again, I'm going to mention this, and you're going to be like, no. Star Wars is for kids. And yes, this show looks a little bit more mature. There's blood in the trailer. It's TV 14, you old 40-year-old man. Like, for me, 14-year-olds are kids. I don't know about you.
I feel like that was
teenagers. Oh yes, go you puber. So like, yes, you're not gonna show this to your 5-year-old. Probably will.
Yeah.
But it's, again, 14-year-olds still don't have the biggest attention span. Maybe they won't sit through a Game of Thrones. You feel me? Like,
yeah, even now, it's even adults. We watch TV with our phone in our hand, just checking stuff as stuff is happening. But a real quick bug talking about these 30 minutes and stuff. And Russian Doll, season 1 is a complete story. Season 2 builds up on it. Also a complete story. And then those episodes were 25 to 30 and are jam-packed. So
that's true.
Yeah. And then Alan is saying maybe it is related to not using the volume as much. I don't mind the volume. I know I get where you're going, Alan, but now the volume is the new gotcha moment, because it's like, dude, just
I see, like, don't get me wrong, I love how different Andor looked because they shot on location and everything. But at the same time, like I keep hearing this, Obi-Wan got done dirty because of the
Yeah.
If it wasn't for everyone complaining about it, I probably wouldn't have noticed. Like I was so focused on what actually matters, what's actually happening in the show, what the characters are going through, what those conversation means, not that one pixel you saw at one time.
Yeah, because if you squint your eyes, you can see a line at the end. So you know what I would love, talking about how this is gonna tie to the High Republic. You really don't need to know a lot about it or anything. I would love if this show started with kind of a Rings of Power and Lord of the Rings type, showing the war from 100 years ago, and give me Jedi versus the now, the fall of Starlight, just a 2-minute scene going to what happened before. Dude, I would die.
Like Chris narrated like Galadriel, like
yeah, something.
But they were deceived, for Lorna D was not the Eye of the Nihil.
Lorna D, which is coming back with a great audiobook.
Oh yes,
so I would love a beginning.
That would be pretty cool. And as High Republic fans, I think we'll be nerding out. Like,
yeah, I don't need a little drop. Oh, you remember Master Creighton's son? Give me something else at the beginning. And just
Alberto, if at any point in the show the name Markion Ro is mentioned, like, I'm gonna break my TV.
You gotta record yourself that day. Oh, that'll be freaking. And then we can finally end the debate if it's Marcion or Markion, if it said in Latin.
I think they said it's Marcion.
No. I hear it in the audiobooks. They say Markion.
But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Charles Soule said it's Marcion.
Yeah, I'll say Markion.
Who is he to say that? The creator of the character?
Who's that? I don't care. It's like George Lucas, who sided with Disney. He's dead. So Charles Soule. Fucking
so much for that Civil War where George was gonna take control again.
It's so fun. So Vernestra Rowe, I mentioned not last week, before the trailer drop. I said I don't think Vernestra Rowe is having a lot to do this season. I think just there for one. I think I'm changing my tune a little bit. She showed up in about three scenes, different outfits. She got her temple outfit and then her mission. So maybe we get more with Vernestra as the only High Republic character that we know to show. See, Markion.
I'm very sure Charles Soule said Marcion because I say Markion and I felt like a fucking moron.
We need, we do anything on this show. That's
I was saving my F word and I blew it.
No, you used it already. We're at the brink of that TV14. One more and we go. Is to get Charles Shaw on the show. I don't know how. Also, just to get him to answer the Marcion.
I have so many questions for him, knowing that he was a lawyer. Well, he is a lawyer, but he practiced as a lawyer for a while.
Yeah.
But
only 2 hours.
Buck, I know. Sorry. What was I saying?
Lawyer. He's a lawyer. You're
before that. Oh, Vernestra. I was on the same boat as you. I didn't really think she was. I still don't think she's gonna be like a main character.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be a recurring character, which is more than I originally thought, which was just a cameo.
Sure.
But I'm taking care of Tony because Tony is, and I want to talk about this because Tony is of the mind that this is gonna be a sequel to the books.
Nah.
And everyone who I know that's into the High Republic says this. Like, I've heard people tell me, like, I want to say Wreath. And, like, Wreath is super dead at this point. Like, oh, you don't know that? Like, he's human. Like, unless he's, like, into dark powers or something. But he's probably dead. So yeah, like, please don't go in with those expectations. Like, if we get other things, other connections, that's going to be super cool. But remember that Leslie Hetland pitched this, and the High Republic wasn't a thing at that point. So,
and she already came out and said that Vernestra is the only character from the High Republic books that's showing up in this season, at least. Mm-hmm. So I've seen a lot of the same comments that you're talking about. People, if you're excited for the Acolyte, these are the books you should read. Let's start reading.
You should not read it. I mean, you should because they're great, but you don't have to read anything to get into this.
Yeah. So say yes. Don't expect even Yoda. I know there's few. Is Yoda? Yoda's not showing up. Maybe season 2. I don't expect Yoda. Yoda's around. Maybe he'll just walk in the background. But
For
no
me,
one.
I think Yoda should have been on the trailer. Honestly, like it makes more sense for him to show up. It makes less sense for him not to show up than for him to show up. You feel me? Like,
Yeah. Is this your? Of course, the Emperor shows up in Kenobi moment. Yoda's gonna obviously show up.
oh, I just think it would be unless we're like never in Coruscant on the like barring
Well,
flashbacks or something. Yeah, we saw it, but I kind of think like the Coruscant scenes are flashbacks because I think that girl that says fire, I think that's May is Amanda's character, right?
Okay.
And that scene of Vernestra going through the doors kind of felt like it was that same day. Again, it's a trailer. I don't know. Maybe
so when I watched the trailer again this morning, she's in the background. That scene when Saul is talking, she's there in the doorway. Yeah,
there you go. So I kind of think that Coruscant is gonna. If Coruscant is only there in flashbacks, then I'm fine with Yoda not being there. If they do this whole thing like they do in High Republic, no, Yoda's in a sabbatical. Like, come on.
I mean, Yellow's
yeah. I want to see Obo. Why? Like that weird snake thing. Ugh.
He has a lot to do in that.
And Yarrow, poof, that freaking weirdo.
Who's not a weirdo on the council? Everyone's a freaking weirdo on that council.
Especially Mace Windu.
Let's not start. Let's get Buck is here. He's been here the whole day. Let's keep him.
Yeah, I'm scaring him away. Sorry.
Yeah. So let's get to it. It's I know. I think Brennan, who's killing Markian Rowe, right?
No one's touching my baby.
He will live forever.
I think he's gonna die at the Leveler's hand. Like I really think this.
There's some. I can't say anything. I mean, I can, but I don't want to spoil anything. When we do our Defy the Storm talk,
I just go back to that moment when he's up, like going for the Leveler, and he keeps seeing Asgard being like, "You have no idea what you're getting into," and him being like, "Shut up, old man.
Let me kill you again." But I mean, Lorna D's still around. I said she hates Markion. She might be.
I'm pretty sure she's not a fan of Markion.
Yeah, she might have a hand on his demise, but we'll get to that soon enough. Maybe, who knows? What we're getting to is why Lucasfilm, Disney, and Kathleen Kennedy keep retconning everything that George Lucas built his whole life on just to bring down the real fans of Star Wars.
He just backed them at the Disney proxy battle. They released this trailer. Hitting on his legacy.
They show the red lightsaber, and this means that the Jedi knew that the Sith existed 100 years ago, or everyone in this show has to die because freaking whatever his name is said in the
Mundi, that imbecile,
that weirdo, like we keep saying,
big head, literally.
That's
not a curse word.
That's fine. That's just an anatomically correct word to say. Said that the Sith have been extinct from millennia, and like you said, Qui-Gon just fought one 2 hours ago, and no one believed him.
He's literally saying that Qui-Gon who's telling him, I saw him with my own eyes. And
so sweaty. I just want a Sith Lord. Help me out.
That's not what you really saw.
That's what sound is playing tricks on you.
I don't think I honestly, I think the funniest thing that could happen here is like they fight a Sith apprentice, they kill him, they even find a holocron, and the council's like, "Nah, that's not a Sith. That's not what it is." And like, I'm showing now, that's not.
Yeah, it's not a Sith.
Doesn't count.
So someone is killing Jedi. Maybe the Sith is the one killing Jedi, and they're blaming this other faction. Maybe that red lightsaber is meant for the bad guys in this show. Why do people think that red lightsaber, it's the same scene that all the Jedi just turn the lightsabers on? What's that? And just go fighting. There's no indication it's the same scene. Maybe it is, and maybe everyone dies.
I mean, it's cut together like it's the same scene.
It's perfect. And then there's red dust because our lightsaber picks up red dust. No.
I was thinking of something that has nothing to do with this. I think it would be super cool if like what's going on, because why is the Sith killing Jedi? Like that's not their MO.
Mhm.
What if this character knows of the Sith? Like they know the rule of two, so they know there's probably one hiding, and this is their way to call their attention.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna start killing Jedi, and you're gonna notice me somehow.
Yeah, some copycat. Some of the best thriller movies out there is a copycat killer that just wants to get the attention of the real one.
Exactly, and
he built a red
train
lightsaber.
me, like, or who's your apprentice? I'm gonna kill them.
Freaking Escape from Balo. Did you read Escape from Balo? Not yet.
What was that one? That was a young reader.
That's the middle grade one that just came out.
No, I haven't read it. But
with
go
Ram
ahead.
Jomaran. You know what he has? A red lightsaber. So people think he's a Sith and get out of his way. So this just happened.
But I'm not putting stock in what you're saying, because these people are like, yeah, but that's fake Star Wars. Like
it was a fake lightsaber. He just put some mirrors or something to make it look like it was red, which obviously not what's happening here. It's like, don't just get so focused. Like, oh, there's a red lightsaber. The whole canon is broken. Disney hates everything. Just wait for the freaking show.
Again, they don't read these books, but like the High Republic is establishing, like, yes, there are other orders, like apart from the Jedi and the Sith. And again, we just had Balin and Shin, who are not Sith and had red lightsabers. How could they forget that?
Kylo Ren wasn't a Sith. He had a red lightsaber.
He had a red lightsaber.
The actual Ren, the first Ren, not a red
lightsaber, wasn't a Sith. These morons.
It's annoying. Turns out, just forget about it. Just
Darth Maul technically wasn't a Sith anymore, and he still had a red lightsaber.
Red lightsaber just means evil. We didn't know that Darth Vader was a Sith when we watched the original trilogy. It just came out later. But it's, again, those people don't read these books, and if they do, they just find a way to complain about it.
Is that the
freaking
one where
Yoda
Rock is a main character?
Yeah, I know. He shows up in this new one that you started reading for a little bit, but
he does.
So I don't want to. You will start reading now. Don't worry. It's one of my. I don't want to. You haven't read it. I don't want to say anything yet.
Oh, don't say anything.
But we just had in Cataclysm Yoda and Creighton's son, right? Two Jedi Masters know that there's a creature that affects the Jedi, takes the Force away from them, and they said, you know what? Let's not put this on the archives. I think it's going to create too much chaos. Yeah, I think you're right, Grandmaster Yoda. Let's just keep quiet. 100 years later, oh, Jedi are dying the same way they did 100 years ago, but no one knows about it except Aslan Rel, that Yoda went to pick up, even though Yoda knew what's going on. And I love Yoda, but it wouldn't be the first time that the Jedi decide not to put all the information into the Jedi archives, or maybe because it got deleted, like we saw Count Dooku do. So there's ways to explain this.
Again, you haven't watched the show yet.
It's the main thing. Oh.
Everyone who saw that red lightsaber automatically has to die. Fuck you. The second one.
Yeah. Alan said the Jedi who built their temple on top of Sith virgins. Yes. And Buck is referencing the Escape from Balo. Was a Sith. That's right. And Mace did nothing wrong. Yeah. Depends who you ask. But I agree. I like Mace. All right, Ote, let's go over some character bios, because, like you said, they waited no time in updating all their database. Everything's like, here we go. This is our next big show. And I'm going to start with, I'm sorry if I use the wrong pronoun for some of the actors, because I know some of them are non-binary. I don't know where the characters stand, but I'll do my best right now, at least for it. So we got May, who's played by Amanda Stenberg. May gets swept up into a sinister mystery, one that puts her into the center of a conflict in unexpected ways. Master Soul, played by Lee Jung-jae. Master Soul is a wise, highly respected, powerful Jedi Master, strong in the ways of the Force, who is going through emotional conflict. Before I keep going, you know who else went through strong emotional conflicts in the High Republic? Elsa Man.
Maybe they're friends.
I'm
200 years
afraid
ago.
for Master Soul. What might happen? But then we have Karian Moss as Master Indara, not to be confused with Master Indira, also
Indira.
on the High Republic. It's a Jedi Master of great physical and mental skill. Kel Naka, who's the Wookiee Jedi played by Jonas Suotomo, is a loner who lives a solitary life. Mother Anisea, Jodie Turner-Smith. Mother Anisea is the leader of a coven of witches who values their independence and preservation of their beliefs and power. This part of the open hand. Kimir, Manny Jacinto, is a former smuggler who now makes his living as a trader, procuring unusual things and enjoying a life of leisure. Jackie, who's Daphne Keene, Padawan apprentice to Master Soul. Although she's young, she projects calm and conducts herself with maturity. Yord, played by Charlie Barnett, is a Jedi Knight and Guardian from the Jedi Temple. He's an overachiever and a rule follower. His need to be a by-the-book Jedi can cloud his mind. I love what I saw about him on the trailer and reading this, because when I think of Jedi, they're a lot by the book. I'm afraid that he's not going to make it out of season 1. But I love what I saw from him. And then the last one, of course, Vernestra Rowe, played by Rebecca Henderson. Is an elder Jedi Master, so that's a kind of a spoiler for the High Republic, I guess. By this time, she should be a Jedi Master.
It's been 200. She's the youngest knight ever, and it's been 200 years. Like, yes, I think she's been on the council, got retired for a while, came back. She's
by
done
this
everything.
time,
I think she's a way singer at this point, so like she's literally.
That's the only thing this way. Who has ascended the ranks of the Jedi from a teenage prodigy to a leader in the Order, but in the year after the fall of Starlight Beacon, while mourning the loss in that destruction, including her own Padawan, Vanessa pulled back from the Order and shifted her focus to heal herself. And I'll say that's right where Defy the Storm starts. That's not the Master thing, but that last sentence where she's at when Defy the Storm starts, maybe not where she finishes. But from all these character descriptions that we got, Oti, any jump up to you, or at least, or from watching the trailer, a character that you're kind of interested in watching?
I'm interested in Daphne Keene's character. I'm interested in all
everyone,
but like Daphne Keene's character, I loved her in Logan. Excited to see what she's gonna bring. She's also so much older than I remember her, so that's gonna be fun. Yord seems like a Wreath Bell kind of character that I really want to see. Again, freaking Trinity is in this show. The guy from Squid Game, Amanda. So
it's everyone. It looks great, but Yord kind of grabbed my attention because I, of course, don't know anything about the characters, but just being that guy, like, oh, why is this happening, or something like that. And then he's this by the book Jedi. Sometimes that clouds his vision. I don't know. Maybe he's tempted to go to the other side. Like, he's the one that kind of an unknown at this point that really interested. And of course, Carrie-Anne Moss playing Master Indara is like, she just looked perfect for the part. So I can't wait to see where that goes.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Anything from the chat before we jump to Rebel Thoughts? There's some comments on the
Buck left.
We'll see you, Buck. Sorry that Oti made you mad and you want to leave.
We know everything except who is the Acolyte. And an Acolyte of what? Like,
of the Jedi, maybe?
She loves the Jedi so much, killing them.
Kill her because she's the only one.
It's like a John Lennon thing.
Yeah. All right, so let's go real quick to where is our Rebel Thoughts.
Well done. You're a rebel now.
You're a rebel now. And our first one comes, you know what? Yeah, Alan, we'll do yours next. So from Twitter, Basashi at Basashi1 says, I love all of it. I cannot wait for this new era. Seeing Vern, watching May and Master Soul fight, and hearing Mother Anisea's thought on the monopoly of power were my favorite parts. Also, Jackie is the best girl, and I can't wait to meet her. So yeah, same. We're all in that same boat. All right, Alan. My friend Alan, at Alan Marchin, says, I'm loving the possible phase 2 parallels. May's journey could closely mirror Mardal Rose. Oti, that's for you. If she's the Acolyte, her faith and belief in the Force will be challenged. I love the question, does the Force belong to the Jedi? again, very Last Jedi, right? Just because if the Jedi are gone doesn't mean the Force is gone or the light is gone. All this vanity stuff. So it's kind of matching that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Saturday AM0 kind of says the same thing that Alan just said on the chat. What's not who is the Acolyte? So who is the Acolyte? We don't know.
Why
Acolyte
is
of what? It would be very cool if it's like you mentioned, maybe someone trying to get the attention of the Sith out there, be it Plagueis or be it Tenebros or whoever's out there, a new one if they want to. Just trying to get their attention. Is it like the Acolytes from the book or just collecting artifacts on the dark side?
Yeah.
And we know the Jedi have been collecting dark side artifacts, and they talk about the Sith in the High Republic, but yeah, I think it's gonna throw us for a loop. I don't think any of the people that we saw in the trailer in terms of May or Modani, I don't think they're the actual Acolyte. They're the main villain. I think it's someone. I mean, the Sith at this point, they're in the background. They're in the shadows doing their stuff. So
I kind of wish let's say Amanda is the bad guy. I kind of wish, like, at the end of the show, it's like, henceforth you'll be Darth Tenebris, Darth Plagueis. That would make these morons lose their freaking mind.
Oh my goodness!
How can this be?
You see heads.
They had no training.
Supposed to be a moon and an alien. Now she's a human. But I also, all these people complaining about the Sith shouldn't be there. If a Jedi sees the Sith, they should die. Every time they talk about the Acolyte, then we got about the story of Plagueis. We better get all these. Is this going to lead? So they all want to see Plagueis and the dark side. But as soon as you show a red lightsaber, it's breaking canon. We can see. Well, what do you want?
If they did a Plagueis show, and as they want, he doesn't fight any Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
They would be so upset. Like, they knew their Plagueis. We should have seen him kick some ass.
Yeah, he got killed in his bed because he was all messed up from some ninja attack that got him. All right, but I love that book. Plagueis is one of my favorite books out there. All right, Oti, let's go. Anything else for the Acolyte before we do a quick war between families?
Super mega ultra excited.
Yes, it's just a teaser trailer, less than 2 minutes. I'm guessing we'll get a full trailer soon because this comes out in June, so probably around May, maybe May 4th. That's right around the corner. We'll see. Hopefully they don't give up too much of what the story is going to be. All right, so let's go to that part of the show where we talk about something else. So it's not Star Wars in a world between fandoms. All right, Oti, world between fandoms. Let's start right there with Doom 2. I know it's been a while. Oh my goodness. I'm going to start because I said I loved the movie. I didn't love my theater experience. So I went to the showing that I got was at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I didn't get to go to the big RPX screen because the showings didn't line up for what I could do that day. So 1 p.m. So I left my house around 12 because it's like a 35, 40-minute drive. 35, let's say. So I left around 10. 12:15. Got there a little bit early. Got my tickets, of course, ahead of time. So I went to a store. Then came back, bought my popcorn, my soda. By the time I sat down, it was like 1:05. So I'm like, okay, commercials are going out. The trailer should start soon. Let's say maybe 1:15, 1:20, the movie starts. Commercials didn't end till 1:22. And then the trailers start. And they keep going. And I love trailers, but right now you can see them all on YouTube before they are released on the screen. It was 1:40 by the time the movie started. And it's almost a 3-hour movie. Like, I didn't make it back to my home till 5 in the afternoon. It's 5 hours to go watch one movie, plus all the expenses of the tickets and the concessions. I don't know. It's like, I can't keep doing this. It's like, and the guy sitting next to me, like 2 chairs down, 3 people, all in sandals, toes sticking out. Like, I don't need to see that.
I hate sandals.
Yeah. So all that is like,
how much of trailers? 40 minutes of trailers?
So it was 20 minutes of commercial and then 20 minutes of trailer. So 40 minutes from when it's supposed to start. It used to
do
be
it separately?
So they used to do the commercials like 20 minutes before the showtime. So by the time it was 1, then that's where the trailer started. You get 15 minutes of trailer. Okay, that's fine. But now they start the commercial at the showtime. So at 1, they started the commercials. I'm like, let's go. This is almost a 3-hour movie. I didn't like that part, but I really enjoyed the movie.
It's always been like 25 minutes. But it's both. Yeah, that's 40 minutes is
it's too much. It's too much.
I already have it.
The movie.
I already have it timed perfectly, so I arrived like at the last commercial. Dune. Paul.
So also I watched it. I like the first one. I watched it at home. One of the reasons I got HBO Max was to watch Dune and Wonder Woman 2 because it's always part of the package. I really enjoyed it. I didn't come out of it. This is the greatest sci-fi thing ever. But the way that movie ended, it's like, okay, here we go. So when I went to part 2, it's like it started right as I wanted, kind of part 1, where it ended. Just keep going with that story. Oh, excuse me. First 10 minutes of that movie or 15, I'm there, eyes wide open and mouth.
With the Centaurans hunting them.
Yeah, something so simple of them just kind of floating up the mountain, to me just looked visually incredible. This is the way it was shot. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, this is unparalleled. And then the whole movie was like that. Visually, you can say nothing bad about this movie. The music was great. There's a part in the middle, I'm like, maybe let's hurry up a little bit. But then the last like 45 minutes, again, it's like, this is perfection almost. So I really love almost everything that I saw about it.
The first time I watched it, I liked it a lot. I was like, no, I like the first one a lot more. I thought this one was narratively lacking a little bit. It really felt like half a movie. It is like both movies are the whole story, but one felt like more concise. And I agree, like that middle part, I was when that third act started right when it needed to start, because I was about to fall asleep. I had a long day, so I was very tired. It's not that I was bored, but watching it again, I think I like it more than the first one. My main issue with it the first time, I felt like Paul's turn was so abrupt. I thought it happened just because it needed to happen. Like 1 second he's crying because he doesn't want to go south, and the next he's like giving master, like, I have to save your I will leave you in paradise. So but watching it the second time, it all made a lot more sense to me. So I really like this movie. I think it's on the level of Lord of the Rings, honestly.
Oh wow. I gotta watch it. I want to watch the first one because I haven't watched it in the years. I only watched it twice. I want to watch it again to now. Okay, so this is why everything happens in the second one. I loved all the different, not themes, obviously, but the genres his movies. It's a sci-fi movie, but it's like a religious epic at some point with all the listen how you live and we gotta go south and and then it turns to this action sci-fi at the end. It's like how they balance everything. You gotta kind of bow down a little bit to freaking director.
No, the movie's doing a lot of it's a lot of movie, a lot of story. But it just moves like, and it's very action packed also. So that also helps. It's again, there's a few couple scenes that maybe drag a little bit.
Sure.
But like the movie is not boring. It's very, very entertaining. So, and again, it's a spectacle. I wanted to mention something. I can't remember. My favorite thing is seeing a lot of the people who love to say media literacy is dead.
Yeah.
Completely missed the point of this movie. Like being like, I don't like it because it's a white savior movie, and it's like, I think the movie has something to say about that, and you're just not freaking paying attention.
Yeah, the whole point. That's why the Fremen.
I hate that Paul's story is presented as a victory. Is it really? Like,
yeah.
The guy
Shani going and crying at the end, knowing what's happening.
Is it the point that he knows he's gonna kill 1 billion people, 61 billion people, sorry, and him being like, nah, but I want revenge, so I don't care. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead with it. Like,
Yeah, in that
Maybe
part,
you're missing that point.
they tell you your father wouldn't want vengeance, so your father is not about revenge. I'm not my father.
I'm not my
I'm
father.
gonna.
And
You got those nuke codes? Just have them ready for when I have to show.
I saw someone being like, being from Puerto Rico, I hate to see how like they're celebrating a charismatic leader that's promising something that's for his own agenda. It's like the movie is saying this, like it's very clearly presenting that he's using the Fremen just to feed his bloodthirst.
Man, I kind of understand a little bit if people are still seeing him as the hero. And I haven't read any of the Doom books, but just following people on social media, it's yeah, dude, just the next one is called Messiah for a reason. Like he's not the good guy, and have all the Anakin kind of comparisons to. He's not the good guy here. He's not the hero of this story. So
there's always been this joke in Dune that Herbert wrote the book and then had to write Messiah because he knew people missed the point. And now it's like it's happening again. Like Denis Villeneuve's gonna have to make Messiah just to like show like no, genocide is bad.
No, you'll see that people saying, "See, he had to go back and correct himself because he knew he was wrong." It was a great movie.
But again, I think the movie did a great job, like showing like why this is not a win, like why this is the wrong thing.
Yeah, just because he killed Elvis doesn't mean he's the good guy. Like almost everyone in that movie is a villain.
Like the main proponent of Paul being the Messiah is his mom, who is shown to be batshit crazy.
She's fucking bad. She should be the mother from the Path of the Open Hand.
She's drinking warm piss and talking to a fetus.
That's so weird. Yeah, I'm talking to my unborn child. Which then we see a flash forward with Anya Taylor-Joy. It's like, okay, hopefully you're alive at some point. With and then Florence Pugh is there for 10 minutes and just dominating, just with her face. This is all we see from Florence Pugh. And I love every second that she was on screen.
But I really, really liked it.
Yeah, it was great.
Can't wait. I really want them to make the third one.
Yeah.
Dune Messiah is not a good book. I'll just say that. But I think Denis can bring it home epically.
All right, so let's finish up real quick. It was the week for trailers. Got a cool bunch of trailers out there. Let's just talk real quick about the House of Dragon. We got two trailers, the green trailer and the black trailer. We just talked about it with the Acolyte, like two sides of the story, right? And I love it's talk about marketing and knowing how to market. It's perfection what they did.
They got me. I love that the green trailer is like 10 seconds longer.
10 seconds. Like, no, why? Because they're the king, they're the rulers now. They got 10 seconds.
That's who they are. Yeah. I liked a lot of this trailer, and I think the way they're promoting it with the black versus the green. Yeah. I love the dual narrations telling the same but different story. I'm very excited, man. Like, I want to see the Doctor fight little shit and
talk about no heroes or no good guys. Like, no one here is good. We don't care. We just like one bad shit family over the other.
I love Rhaenyra, but wait till you all see what she's gonna do.
Everything on the trailer is great. I love, like you said, the Doctor just like bend the knee, or we will burn your house down. As he's on top of his dragon, like there's no option here. And then you got, like you said, batshit cousin on the other side. Like, yeah, I want that challenge. I want to fight him because I'm nuts. I got one eye. I don't care. I've got one.
I bet you're crazier than him.
Yeah, the crazy fights. It's just, oh man, it's something. I love that show so much. And those two trailers just got me. Just give me dragons and people fighting. And it's perfection. But I also love by the end of each trailer how Rhaenyra is like, I don't know if what we're doing is right. And then on the other side, the green, I forgot the name of the queen. She's like, first telling her son, you know how much we had to sacrifice to get you there. And also by the end, and it was someone else, I forgot, that said, by the end, we're going to be fighting so long that we don't even know why these started. It's like, they all know they're on the wrong side, but vengeance. So
I want to see what changes they make on the book. And how that story is going to shift. But I'm very excited. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I love that we're going to have like 1 year House of the Dragon, 1 year Last of Us, and 1 year House of the Dragon, and The Last of Us again.
Yeah, throw Rings of Power at some point. I haven't gotten anything, but hopefully.
Oh yeah,
comes
but
out.
that's not HBO. So
No, HBO. It's fine with what we got. Right now.
When's Rings of Power supposedly coming out?
Supposed to be this year, but I
Okay.
haven't seen anything. No character posters, no interviews.
I mean,
no
if they release like in September, probably
Yeah.
summer would be when they start ramping it up. But
yeah,
it's
Yeah,
weird
they
we
got
haven't
time.
heard anything.
Mhm.
I think that show people have kind of forgotten about it a little bit. I really liked it.
I think I've watched it like 3 times already. Like from start to finish, I watched it like 3 times. It's my favorite from 2022. And I just love everything about it.
Oh my god, that was a great year for TV shows.
And 2024, I mean, with Bad Batch, Acolyte, House of the Dragon. We have what's this?
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power maybe at the end. This other one from Prime, Fallout. That trailer looked great.
Oh,
Fallout.
it looks fun.
Yeah, Penguin. Talking about HBO.
I actually have not watched that trailer. It's been on my feed a couple times, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, so 2024 also is gonna be a great one. We'll end it there. What's the Penguin? Again, it's a teaser, just basically a penguin narrating something.
I just want to leave on record. I'm still watching Doctor Who. I'm in the Jodie era, and I'm not loving it. More deeper thoughts later on. I guess.
Yeah, maybe next time that you're here. Again, I think we didn't get a chance to talk about this before we started, but you're gonna be
Doctor Who trailer!
Oh, the Doctor Who trailer. Come on, also. Look great. Very Doctor Who. I love everything. It looks great.
I just wanted like a little bit of what the story's gonna be, like what the season's gonna be building up to. But man, yeah, more Doctor Who. Looks fun. And Moffat is coming back.
Sorry?
Stephen Moffat is coming back.
Oh, yeah. It's dinosaurs. She's stepping on butterflies, changing the present and the future. I think that's going to be part of it. We got still the Mavity going on. The 12th Doctor was like, or 14th, whatever he was at that point, just throwing this out and think, oh, I put something out in the universe that I shouldn't. Now she's stepping. I think they're messing up the timeline, which again is Doctor Who. Every episode they're messing the timeline basically.
Dinosaurs on a spaceship.
That was a weird one, but I enjoyed it.
I did not really love that. That's the only line I liked.
All right, Oti. We don't know when you'll be back. Hopefully soon. Again next week.
I think I'll be back next Saturday. I think.
All right, we'll play.
It's gonna be a weird summer and inconsistent. Yeah. I think I'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll be here. So we'll end it there. Thanks for everyone that was in the chat today. Alan, Brennan, Buck, Roberto, everyone else that was watching didn't get a chance to jump in the chat. Thanks for being here. I will see you next week. Stay safe. Be safe. Who's the Acolyte? We'll find out in June. See ya.
Or will we? Like, what if they don't answer that question?
Maybe it's Cody.
Oh, maybe it's Tech.